All of my SEA Games medals are very precious to me. From the first time that I won the SEA Games this year, I think all of it has a special place in my heart.
And where do you keep those medals?
I have a shelf at home that I keep all of the medals, and my mom is telling me I need a new system because it's overcrowding a bit.
Okay.
Winning medals, breaking records, making history. In May this year, Shanti Pereira became the first Singaporean woman to claim the sprint double at the Southeast Asian Games. Since then, she's continued to lower her times for the 100 and 200 meters. I'm Sumiko Tan, Executive Editor at The Straits Times. I'm having lunch with Shanti Pereira at the Cafe Neptune in East Coast Road. She tells me how she has a busy few months ahead of her.
So which has been the most special race for you?
I've had a few, but definitely the first time I ever went below 12 seconds for the 100 meters, that was 10 years ago. And also when I went below 23 seconds just this year, this is at the Australia National Championships. Yeah, that was a pretty special moment.
So your days are pretty intense.
Yeah, it can get pretty intense. I mean, I train twice a day, almost every day except for Sundays. They are my rest days. In between my training sessions is when I take time for like my recovery. So I see the physio, I go get a massage, or just anything of that nature, just to recover and prepare for my sessions.
How different is it to race 100 and 200?
For the 200, there's more strategy involved because it is a longer distance and it does require a bit more endurance than the 100. You can kind of play to your strengths. Like if you're a better endurance runner, then you can kind of pace it out better. But for the 100, it's over in a, in a really short time. So the legs have to go like incredibly fast for as long as you can throughout the whole race.
Is there a pre-race Shanti and a post-race Shanti? Are they different?
Pre-race Shanti listens to music, get zoned out to warm up for my race. But again, I try to keep it light. I listen to music that just gives me the right kind of vibe. I just feel really like excited to compete and just going with the vibe, of the songs. And post-race Shanti is times two of that. I mean, of course, it depends on how the result is. If it's a good result, I'll be extremely happy. If it's a bad result, the reality of things is that I probably won't be as happy, but just go back to my coach and listen to his feedback and just find out what happened. Yeah.
What's the music? What's on your playlist?
Not typical songs you would see in a pre-race playlist, but very like 2000s R&B kind of songs. Yeah, just stuff I can dance to.
You do dance and...
I don't dance. I'm very bad dancer, but I mean, I can like groove to things. Yeah.
And what's the best thing about being an athlete?
I really enjoy, what I do every day. And it definitely gives you some sort of challenge in your everyday also. Like you're always trying to be a better version of yourself, both personally and as an athlete. And it tests you in so many different ways, like not just physically, but mentally as well. Although you have the big goals of like winning medals and all that stuff, but the things that you go through every day, the things that you overcome every day, the things you realize you can do, is a feeling that I think you can't really describe. It's very self-fulfilling when you realize that you can overcome all these kind of little battles that you go through every day.
There have been bad times as well.
Definitely. Yeah.
How did you cope or come out of that?
I've had my fair share of like injuries, feeling the pressure from racing and all that. But I think what helped me overcome all that was just realizing that this is my own journey. And I'm the only person that has the power to dictate what happens in my journey. The only people that matter are just your close, support groups and nobody else. So yeah, you're doing it for them, you're doing it for yourself.
You come across really grounded, but who keeps you grounded?
I think my family, for sure. They've kept me grounded from the minute I started track and field because they just know, that it can get into your head, especially when you do like incredibly well. So it's important to just come back, chill out a bit, just be thankful for this journey that you're on.
What's the next 2 years like for you?
It's already been a crazy year so far, but I have a few more major competitions coming up this year. And then it's training to compete at the Paris Olympics. Yeah. So it's going to be intense. Like a lot of races, training, both here and overseas.
What message do you have for, say, a 14-year-old girl who wants to be a sprinter like yourself?
Don't be afraid to go for it. In secondary school, it's relatively easy to just join the CCA and then just have fun with it as you go along. People are going to say that it might not be the best option, but if it's what you want, if it's what you think is right for you, then I say go for it.
Thanks very much for having
No
me.
problem.
From Schumacher 30 years ago to Nadal yesterday or to Ronaldo, everybody, they use technology.